hypocrisy at its highest order. You want to ban drag show readings to children.
To minors,
Why?
yes.
Why?
Why?
What are you protecting?
Why can we prohibit children from voting, those under 18 from voting?
Is that free speech?
They can continue to exercise their free speech, just not in front of a child.
Why?
Because the government does have a responsibility to protect.
I'm sorry?
The government does have a responsibility in certain instances to
What's
protect
the
children.
leading cause of death amongst children in this country? And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not drag show readings to children.
Correct, yes.
So what is it?
I'm presuming you're going to say it's firearms.
No, I'm not going to say it like it's an opinion. That's what it is. It's firearms. More than cancer, more than car accidents. And what you're telling me is you don't mind infringing free speech to protect children from this amorphous thing that you think of. But when it comes to children that have died, you don't give a flying fuck to stop that because that shall not be infringed.
I don't know how old Jon's kids are, but I highly doubt he would let his kids, if they're young, or any kids that he knows in his life that are young, go to a strip club. There's a reason we have age requirements for places like that, because kids don't belong there. And that's the main gripe for people who have common sense about the drag show and the book readings for kids. It's not the trans people. It's not the gay people or the lesbian people or the straight people that anybody cares about. It's the doing it for kids. It's weird. Get out of your politic head for a second. It's not about politics. It's not even about gay, straight, any of that. It's about adults dancing and dressing provocatively. Shouldn't be doing that for kids. That's weird as hell. And if you can't see that, something's wrong with you. Then you're stuck in your own head. It drives me nuts. Think about kids for once. They shouldn't be exposed to that. It's common sense. We shouldn't be having this discussion, but we are, because people are ignorant and they fight for weird things I don't understand. Like, that's the hill you're going to die on, is you think adults should dress provocatively and get to dance for kids? That's what you're picking to choose to fight for? Whatever. The second point I kind of understand, because I'm not a gun guy. I think the right, the Republican right kind of lose me there a little bit. They always push the Second Amendment, make it really important, and I'm not a gun kind of person. I think they kind of do that too much. But whatever, I also know that stat that he says, the most causes of deaths for children every year is guns. It's very skewed, and they never really explain it. I know a lot of that's suicide. I know a lot of that's gangs in inner cities killing each other. So I'm not 100% sure what he's talking about when he's talking about that. They never explain it. None of them do. They say it like a talking point. They shout it loudly and they compare it to something else, just like he did. And he said, oh, it's just your gun rights. It's your Second Amendment. But it's like, what are you going to... Do you know why it's happening? What the majority of the crimes, who's committing them, where they're happening, how you can deter them? They never come up with an answer either, or a solution. How are you going to fix it? Background checks? That don't work. There's tens of thousands of guns on the street now. The wrong people already have them in their hands. And if you say, take everybody's guns away, not going to work either. The wrong people aren't. You think all the gangs in America are going to line up handing guns in? So the people that you don't want to have are really going to be the only people that have them. So that's not going to work. What's the other one? The only thing that might really work is tougher on crime, which I think everybody should be for. Instead of just getting a slap on the wrist and like, I'll just go out there and do it again. It's no big deal. Maybe a little tougher on it. Deter it a little more.